Hello everybody and welcome back to another series of Civilization 5 Brave New World. And before I get started, I'd like to thank everybody that actually requested and shared their interest in what the next LP game should be of Civilization 5. So thank you very much for everybody that shared their input. So if you haven't figured it out already, we are going to be playing as Austria. Yes, 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 Austria. And I mean, there's a few reasons why I chose Austria, but I guess the main one is that before I did my Babylon series, I was actually considering using Austria. So when I saw someone actually suggest Austria, I was like, yeah, you know what? It's time for me to actually use them because I you don't see them that often, and I think they're pretty neat. They're different, but they're pretty neat. It's a pretty neat empire slash civ or whatever you want to call it. So there we go. That's what we're going to be doing. So basically, Austria, what do we get? We get diplomatic marriage, which you can spend gold to annex or puppet a city-state that has been your ally for 5 turns. So that, in theory, is very strong because what it does is that you don't really have to waste time building settlers. Because if you can get city-states to be allied with you after 5 turns, you can, I think it's 500 gold. You can spend 500 gold to actually annex or puppet them. And that's the other interesting thing is that you can puppet the city. So you don't actually, get control of the city, but at the same time, you're not, prolonging your next social policy or perhaps a national wonder that you're going after. Like, example, the National College. You might be missing libraries in a few cities, and, oh, well, there we go. If it's a puppeted city, it doesn't matter at that point. So I really, really like that. However, looking at them really quickly, I'm not sure what the best victory type would be for them. Honestly, they're not really strong for any of the victories, to be quite honest. So I've decided to try for a domination victory. So there you have it. That's what we're going to be doing. So what else is there in the game? Well, we're going to be playing on the Pangaea map. That was like the highest requested map type, and for a domination victory, obviously the best map type to choose. And I'm not going to go with the Pangaea Plus, though. We're going to just go with the standard Pangaea because I don't want to have to rely on sailing early on to find all the city-states. Because on Pangaea Pluses, the city-states start on strings of islands around the Pangaea, so you need sailing to find them all. So standard Pangaea, we're going to go standard map size. Immortal difficulty again, absolutely, and standard game pace. So there you have it. Let's start this game up. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I've actually took a little peek at the starting location here, and honestly, I'm not 100% sold on it right now. I mean, in theory, it looks pretty strong because there's salt, but there's only one pile of salt here. Incense is not very great. I mean, we do have wheat, which is great, and we do have access eventually to these sheep way down here if we settle on site. But I'm thinking, let's move the warrior around, and let's see what we can find. I mean, who knows? There might be a better spot, obviously. I mean, a lot of the top players, Civ players, they always move their settlers. Some of them actually move up to 5 turns to find the perfect spot. So let's go ahead and use this warrior to move, and already this is a much better spot here. We found the coast, right? Coast, yes, we found the coast. There's more salt. We're still rivered. I still get this. I get this. You see, already this is where we're gonna settle, because oh, see, and there's even some fish here. I mean, this is way, way stronger. Not only are we coastal, but we get extra salt. We get the fish. I don't know if we can actually reach these sheep, but we will reach these sheep here, and we still get access to everything. So this was perfect. It's going to take us 2 turns, though. 1, yeah, we've 1, 2, yeah. So we're going to be settling on turn 3, which sucks. We lose 2 turns, but it's for a much stronger starting spot. So honestly, we can't really complain about it because this spot is actually quite sweet, quite sweet. So let's do that here. So oh, and wow, we get some deer as well. Well, how do you like that? How do you like this start here? It's going to take us 2 turns, actually turn 0, turn 1. So it's on turn 2 we'll actually settle, but it took us 2 turns. But this is a much stronger spot, so I really like that. So let's go ahead and keep moving here. Actually, before we go any further, let me actually settle the city, and then we'll talk a bit about the special unit and building of Austria. They have some pretty interesting ones, as do all the civs in the game, but it's always worth taking a look at. Let's go ahead and just queue up pottery. We'll go through the what my plan is with the techs afterwards. Obviously, pottery is always what I go for first, and obviously we're going to queue up a scout. And let me just lock you in place here on the salt. We're going to lock the second one here. Hopefully we'll get the wheat next. Well, actually, yes, we will be getting it next in 15 turns, though. Yeah, so let's take a quick look at our unique buildings. Whoops. What did I write? Austria. Right. Austria. Okay, so what do we get? We get the coffee house. Now, what the coffee house is just a better windmill. So we get the plus 5% production. Actually, I don't think the regular windmill... See, the regular windmill gives you plus 2 production and plus 10 production when constructing buildings. So you get 2 and 10. So what do we get instead is that we get 5% for all buildings, or all production rather, and plus 2 hammers like the other one, but we also get plus 25% great people generation in this city. So we're going to be able to generate great people much quicker. So that's I mean, it's a way better windmill. Although you still, I'm pretty sure you cannot be on a hill to build the windmill though. So anyways, we're not on our capital, so that's fine. That works out great. But so that's one of the buildings, or that's the building, which is, I mean, it's not the best one in the game, but it's certainly not a bad one. And we get the Hussar, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, which replaces the cavalry unit. I'm pretty sure, yeah, replaces cavalry. So what it is, it's just a much stronger cavalry unit, basically, with 34 combat strength instead of 34. That's not much of a difference. Actually, that's the same amount. What else do we get out of this? That's it. Oh, abilities: no defense, bonus on terrain, can move after attacking, penalty attacking cities, move 4. I'm not quite sure why movement 5. Okay, it moves 5 instead. Oh, and it gets other bonuses. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, attack-wise, it's the same as a cavalry unit, but we can move 5 instead of 4. And it also gets extra sight, which is really awesome, actually, and enhanced flank attacks. So, I love flank attacks, and actually, lately, I've been having a lot of fun building horsemen because of that, and I'm actually preferring horsemen over the swordsmen. So because we're Austrian, we get a horse unit. I'm pretty sure we're biased horses, so that means we should have horses next to us. We probably won't have iron though. So anyways, those are the unique buildings and units. So I mean, not super strong, but still relatively interesting though. I mean, the cavalry unit will only be used much later on in the game anyways though, so alright, well, holy crap, we have China in the game, and it's our closest neighbor. At least I think it is. Yeah, it is. So there it is. Okay, so China's very strong, so we have to be concerned a little bit by this. Although it's actually pretty good that they're right next to us, though, because I am going for a domination victory, and obviously they're going to be our first target. So it's better to kill them off early on than wait till they get their super awesome unique unit out, which is a crossbowman that could shoot twice. It's a very good unit, so we have to be very, very careful about that, but we're probably just going to attack them first. Other than that, they're not usually that aggressive, though, so we should be okay. Well, that's interesting. They have a worker here unguarded. Well, oh, okay, there's one. Okay, they got 2. They got 2. Hang on here. Oh my god, do I do this? This is something I never do. If I declare war, I can grab this worker. I'll be on a hill and across the river, so this guy will get an attack on us, won't do much damage. There will be a bombard, but the bombard early on is not all that strong. I think we can do this. I'm going to do this. This is something I never do. And I'm going to do this. Let's declare war. Because war early on, you can easily just negotiate peace right after, like probably 3 or 4 turns later. And I don't think it'll affect the long term of the game. Wow, this is so unlike me doing this right now. So I don't know if this is gonna work. They already, man, they got three warriors and an archer out already. But see, they've lost their starting worker now. If we can actually manage to get the hell out of there, obviously we're gonna run towards the south here. Now we're screwed if this guy comes after us and we get shot. No, actually, we might still survive. Actually, I don't know. That might end up being a mistake. We'll find out in the next turn. Okay, so we got the scout out. Nice. Let's go ahead and do the worker. Now, I'm not going to switch to shrine once we get pottery. Because we have 2 salt, we got so many awesome tiles. Getting the worker out will benefit us way more than getting the shrine out, 5 turns sooner or whatever it might be. So, yeah, plus we're going to be increasing our production. We'll be able to build the shrine much quicker. So, anyways, it's not going to be, the end of the world. And I think, personally, getting the worker out right now is going to be a lot better for us. Alright, so actually the archer didn't shoot us. The archer went back. So when we got hit once more, actually I think I would have died. I would have died if they had shot me. That's weird. AI, you make some weird mistakes. Well, you know what? This is good for us now. We're just gonna get the hell out of there. Even if they chase us, they can't hit us right now. There is a city-state here. I'd like to activate it, actually. Let's move here. Nice, we found a natural wonder. And our first ancient rune as well. Although I'm more concerned about here, because we just got a free worker early on like this. Is pretty sick. It doesn't look like they're chasing us. They're not chasing us, so I'm going to come down here. Alright, first to discover them as well. Nice. What do they give us? What does Villainius give us? They give gold and jewelry. Now see, this is one of the things, and I didn't go online to check how this works actually, but if we diplomatic marriage this place, I don't think we get the jewelry anymore, and we certainly don't get the mercantile trait, so I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we don't get the jewelry. We'll get the gold, because gold is probably, it's the luxury resource they have, but we wouldn't get the jewelry, and we'd lose the ability of the mercantile. So I actually would not want to do a diplomatic marriage with this particular city-state. I'd actually just want them allied. It'd be much stronger that way. So, I mean, that's definitely something to consider because, but again, I'm not 100% sure that we might still keep the jewelry if we do the diplomatic marriage. Although I really doubt it, though. I really doubt it. I don't know how that would even make sense because it's not an actual tile, and we will have control of the city. So. Anyways, we'll figure that out later on. So we got some culture. That's nice. Always good to get the culture. We have met the city-state. Nice. Next turn. We may adopt the policy. Damn it. I could have actually activated this the last turn. That's my bad. Oh, well. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go tradition. I don't feel like going liberty, only because I think we will have a lot of puppeted cities. So liberty actually won't help us all that much, because the culture cost of the next policies won't be increased if we keep most of the cities we capture and get through diplomatic marriage. If we keep them puppeted, we won't have this problem. I mean, I don't really care about the worker. It's not like they're hard to build. The extra production is nice. It'd be nice to get an extra settler, but I mean, honestly, again, liberty is very good. It's just much trickier to use. I'm gonna go tradition. It's gonna be a lot better for us. We'll try to boom Vienna. We'll make it a mega city. All right, so let's just sneak away right now. Oh, we actually grew here now. Excellent. Absolutely lock yourself there, please. All right, so let's move on. Another city-state, 30 gold, awesome. Genoa. Gold and porcelain. Mercantile as well. So again, porcelain is not an actual luxury resource that's on the map. So again, if we do the diplomatic marriage with this city-state, I don't think we get the porcelain. So again, this will be a city-state that we'll just want to keep as a city-state. So far, the bonus we get's not going to be all that useful right now. But then again, I should go online and figure that out, though, and check out exactly if we do retain the secondary luxury resource that's not on the map when we do diplomatic marriage. But again, logically speaking, the game mechanics and everything, I really doubt that would work, though. Because this city stops being a city-state once it becomes part of us. So it loses its city-state bonuses, aka the traits and resources, I would imagine. Except the one that's actually on the map. Anyways, interesting. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, we've done the pop. We've met another city-state. That's good. Gonna get the worker out in 8 turns now. So let's just cry. I don't mind getting a little bit of a penalty just being in their terrain. I mean, we're not gonna be there long. It's just like -5 or something. It's not the end of the world. Ah, we found a Sweden. I like Sweden. Sweden's usually very friendly, and we can use them to our advantage until we have to actually kill them, because we are going for a diplomatic, not a diplomatic victory. Sorry, we're going for a domination victory. So there we go. We'll go here. Let's go ahead and do next turn. So we got pottery. Might as well queue up mining because of the salt. We're gonna want to hook those up as soon as possible. Let's, I mean, I want to come back towards our capital here, so I have no choice but to do this. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet, but, I mean, hopefully we'll be able to make peace soon. Actually, speaking of making peace, I was going to do it now, but you know what? I guess we might as well, I don't know, take a shot. That might scare them a bit. I am getting pretty close to them now, though. Let's do next turn. I'll try to declare peace now, I guess. Are you willing? Oh, well, that was easy. I was scared a bit that they would not accept this. So there we go. We got a free worker out of it. They probably don't like us, though. They have some early concerns about your warmongering. They overlook modest warmongering. I think what we did was considered modest, so that might actually go away. Not that it matters, though. China's very strong. We're going to want to wipe them out. Look how close we are. Then again, we did move. But even if we hadn't moved, this is still really close. That's not good. Actually, it is kind of good because we want to do a domination victory, so it should be a relatively easy target. And actually, I should probably go through the plan that I have right now, and we shall do so. We found another natural wonder. Finally, we got another ancient rune to get, which is going to be good. So we're doing mining right now. So basically, the plan for this game is obviously, well, the early game anyways, we're not going to, I mean, obviously, domination victory, so we know what we have to do tech-wise to get stronger as the game progresses. But it's the early game that concerns me. I really like the Terracotta Army for when I do a domination victory, because this allows you to have such a strong army early on that you can easily wipe out your first neighbor, if not even the second closest neighbor. And if anybody watched my my Celts series, you'll see that the Terracotta Army worked very, very well. Although that wasn't on Immortal, that was on Emperor, but it should still be very good, a very good strategy for Immortal. So what I'm gonna do is actually just try to beeline the Terracotta Army. Now, from my past experiences, even on not Empire difficulty, but Emperor difficulty, the AI is capable of getting this between, 65 to 75 turns, usually, is when it's gone. Now, 65 is extremely rare. I had a game where it was turn 67. Normally it's like 75, 72. I mean, my goal would be to be able to build it by turn 70. If we can't do it, we're kind of screwed, and it's going to be a waste of time. So I'm not going to actually queue it up now because I'm not quite sure how I want to get there. But this is the early goal, is to get to construction so that we can do the Terracotta Army. And on top of that, we're going to want as many of one types of units as possible, because the Terracotta Army will double every single unit, or of that particular, like, example, an archer will get doubled, composite bowman, and horseman. I mean, there's a lot of early units, but we just need one of each, and we'll get a copy of them with the Terracotta Army. I mean, I don't think it's possible to get all of them. Obviously, the catapult would be strong, though, because getting a free catapult would be sweet. So we're definitely going to have to, I don't know how, but somehow match this or time it properly so that when the Terracotta Army is about to get built, we're going to be getting the, or we will have had our first catapult so that we can get a copy of it. But so that's the early game goal. I mean, it's really early game, but I mean, it's really tricky because it is immortal. This is a wonder that the AI does like, and I mean, Great Library, obviously, screw that. There's no way we can actually get it. But same for the Temple of Artemis. It's not going to happen. I mean, it's not to say that it's impossible, but you'd have to have such a great start to be able to pull it off. But so anyways, so that's the early game goal. And once we've captured our first, you know, capital, or maybe even our second capital, we'll figure out exactly what we want to be doing after that. We can't neglect tourism. That's a mistake I make in all my freaking games, is that I always neglect tourism. Just because you're not going for a tourism victory does not mean you should neglect tourism, because you'll get screwed with the ideology if you do so. Machinery would be great, obviously, for the crossbowmen. But anyways, let's just stick to the initial early goal, which is to get the terracotta army, and we'll figure it out from there afterwards. So let's go ahead and do next turn, and hopefully things will start making sense. Right, you're right in front of us. I guess we'll move around you. Get our rune, so we get writing. We got writing on turn 16. What? Uh-oh. This changes everything now. This changes everything. Oh my god. Turn 16? I bet you even the AI in Immortal can't get writing on turn 16. Or maybe they can. Actually, we'll find out. Trade. No. You don't even have writing yet. China does not have writing yet. Gustavus, you don't have writing either. This is really early to get writing. Like really, really early. Wow. Oh my god. Great library? Oh my god. Great library. Can we get the Great Library? That is such a strong early game wonder. Problem is, it's going to screw us on our expansion and all the units we need for the terracotta army. But, hang on here. If I time this properly, get Great Library and time it properly so that the free tech ends up being construction, we don't actually have to tech afterwards to get to the terracotta army. We could actually start building it right away. But we won't have a lot of units, though. We're going to have to get some units out there. Oh, man. Can I pull this off? Oh, my God. That would be, like, the craziest, most awesome start ever. Well, I got some thinking to do, man. Seriously, this is not an easy decision, because getting the Great Library, I mean, it's going to require a lot of hammers. It's going to require a lot of hammers. So we're not going to be building anything else. We won't be settling. We won't be settling. That's the other problem. I do want a second city. Like one of ours. Because it's too early. It's too... The first... I mean, the way I see it with the diplomatic marriage is that it'd be extremely hard and expensive to get a free city early on. Because you'd have to do a lot of questing to get them, to being allied, and then have 500 gold to spend. Which, by the way, 500 gold is the same amount as what a settler cost. To rush build a settler, it's 500 gold, so it's the same cost. The difference is you get a city that's already pop 2, probably pop 4. Who knows down the road how big of a population the city will actually have. What type of buildings it'll have, though, that's the other question. It could put you in happiness problems, though. Oh man, there's a lot of decisions to be made. You know what? I'm gonna have to actually put a cut in this episode and really think this through. I mean, I had everything planned out, like perfectly. I had everything planned out the way I wanted to do it. And the Great Library was not part of the plan, but getting writing on turn 16, that's just crazy. We're getting the worker out in 3 turns. Obviously, I'd want to finish the worker before I start the Great Library, because improving the salt will give us more hammers. Plus, once I get animal husbandry, which would probably, well, it's definitely going to be Might as well queue it up now. It's definitely going to be the next tech after mining, because I want to know if we have horses, and if we do, and we do have cattle, so we can get more production from here. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could pull off the Great Library. It's just wondering if that's the right move, though, for a domination. I want the Terracotta Army, and to do the Terracotta Army properly, you want as many types of units as possible, so that they get doubled, and you could double your army size. Like, you can get an army of like 12 with the Terracotta Army if you do it properly. Problem is, on Immortal, the AI loves that freaking wonder as well. Alright, you know what? I'm going to put a cut in this episode and think this over. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.